Welcome to the Recruiting Masters podcast brought to you by the CFC Insider. We're Katie and Clint, and you're listening to Utley's top prospects on CanadaFootballChat.com, the number one place for all your football recruiting and prospect news across Canada. If you're listening to the show for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're with us. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook, Twitter at ChatFootball, Instagram CFC_football, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as sign up for your exclusive CFC Insider Gold membership today to learn more about the prospects that we are going to be talking about. So we're finishing off our CFC Prospect Game Tryout and Showcase that is going to be broadcast on TSN at the end of May. The tryouts have been pretty good. They've finished all across Canada, we've talked about. And so this is the last combine that we are going to be talking about the kids at, and that is in Montreal. So, Clint, let's get right into it. We have an offensive tackle, Illohan Richey, I'm going to say, 6'5", 280, plays at College Bourget. He has a really good frame. He needs to update his film.
Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 clips on it, but when they're that age and they're 6'5" and just under 300 pounds.
And Bourget's like a...
College Bourget's the team, because they have the twins, right? Or they have the twins with the younger brother, I do believe.
The Jaden and Jalen and those guys?
Yeah, anyways, he's on that team. There was 1 or 2 clips where you're like kind of interested, but like we always say with Theodore's, just a great frame. So, and I'm always a huge fan when they're like 6'5" and they're like 250 and they're not 300 pounds, and they're in high school, like 6'5" to 275, 6'5", 250 to 275, 280. I always find those super intriguing because they still have the space on their frame to put weight on if they want. And you can kind of get a good evaluation of just how athletic they're probably going to be.
When they're 15, 16,
yeah,
Sec 5?
They're probably going to hit another
11.
Growth spurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that. And it's easy to track teams in Quebec because they do such a good job with both their stats and their huddle films, except for this guy. He's on the best team in like juvie, and he puts up 2 clips. Anyways, come on. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Jeremy St. Hilaire is next. He is a CFC 30 ranked player. He's a quarterback, 6'3", 200 pounds. He used to play at College Charles Lemoine, but he is actually going to be playing down south at Mcgonagall. Big, tall. He's one of the better quarterbacks going down south this year.
They always do a great job at Bourget. Charles Lemoine, correction. So, once again, though, College Charles Lemoine, they always have players. They always seem to send like 5 or 6 down to prep schools. Yeah. Every time we turn around to do a new CFC 30, like half the rosters disappeared into the States.
There's been 9 players right now.
I know, like, we like, and the kids we put on this year, there was already like 20 out of the 30 went down. So then we redo the list, and now 10 of the 30 take off again.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the CJ
COVID did a doozy in Quebec.
Yeah. Anyways, but Jeremy's put his time in at Charles Lemoine. He always had the measurables, and he looks the part. Now he's backed it up with some pretty solid film. He's 6'3", he looks every part of 200 pounds. So it'll be super interesting to see what he does down at. I know McCall. You said Macaulay. Macaulay won their state championship thanks to all the Canadians. So
that's a finishing school, right? Is it a finishing school?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it prep school. It's like a traditional finishing school. Yeah, I wouldn't. Now they've identified the fact that high school ends in grade 11 in Canada, then they probably have a dormitory if they could full of
Not
Canadian
in Canada,
kids.
In Quebec.
Yeah, correction. Quebec. I'm just making 2 corrections. Sorry, I just didn't get a good sleep last night.
You need to have some more coffee or something.
No, I don't need more coffee. Anyways, but it'll be interesting to see what he does at Macaulay. I know there was some good quarterbacks ahead of him in time at Lemoine, where those kids actually work hard and they're in a competitive setting during their time there. So it'll bode him well when he goes down to Macaulay and wins the state of Tennessee another.
Is that in Chattanooga?
No, I don't know where it is.
I think it is in Chattanooga.
Is it?
Tennessee.
It's more your traditional finishing school. It's not some like fly-by-night prep school from Florida.
And moving on, we're going to Liam Mcgonagall. He's a receiver, 6 feet, 180. Plays at College Lionel Grew. Athletic, physical. His film definitely shows that he is extremely competitive.
Yeah, you know what? He did some like crazy things blocking. And then he made some ridiculous catches. So he went from like decleating an outside linebacker in the run game to catching the ball over top of a safety at the back of the end zone. So yeah, he had a really impressive film. And you know what? Perfect size, 6 foot, 180. Be interesting to see where he ends up.
Victor Lemoine is next. He's a receiver, 6'4", 155, plays at College Notre Dame, tall, long. Thought he adjusted pretty well to the ball when it was in the air.
He did, and the 6'4", 155. For me, it's always like when I watch guys like that, it's like, can they actually sink their hips? Can they like come out of their brakes? Or are they just going to be like somebody who runs fades and is a mismatch guy? But he actually demonstrated he could run a couple routes and made a couple of nice catches.
Another receiver we have is Tavion Guyborn. He's 6'4", 170. He's a CFC 30.
He is.
Ranked player. He plays at Lower Canada College. Tall, long, athletic, big playability. Is that Sonny Wolf's team?
That is the Sonny Wolf. So Tavion Guyborn needs to thank Coach Wolf for turning him into Quebec's best receiver.
Is that what you're titling him? Really?
He's in the Quebec's Malik Mega. Oh, yeah. He's in the Malik Mega mold almost.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's athletic.
And the last player is Antoine De Laurier. He's a linebacker. 6'1", 210, plays at College Laval. He just obliterates people.
He obliterated a couple of people.
His first clip is hilarious.
It's violent. As soon as... Well, I thought we put him on a list, and then when we saw his film, me and you both were, like, enjoying his film. And then we, like, retweeted it as we were talking about kicking off the podcast. Now,
what did you say? He's a heat-seeking missile?
He's a heat-seeking missile. And in no time, he's going to be a Macaulay Canadian. Good luck to you down in the States, Anton.
Do you have anything football to talk about?
He's an awesome player. He's one of those kids who accelerates through contact. He is. He's like a missile. And he's hitting safe, too. Like, he's not hitting people with the crown of his head.
No.
He's hitting them with his shoulder, but he's still obliterating them. He's hitting kids, and the next thing that hits is, like, the kid's back hitting the ground violently. That's the kind of hits he's delivering. And with his shoulder, like, there's nothing, like, it would be hard. I'm sure he makes a ref's life hard because he's hitting them so hard, but he's hitting them with their shoulder.
Don't you love watching good film?
Oh, yeah. He made a couple plays, too, where he sifted through traffic and, like, dipped and ripped and, like, made a tackle in space on a bubble screen. That was a nice one, too.
Like clear film. Like, not just...
Antoine De Laurier or De Saunier?
De Laurier.
De Laurier.
Yeah, no, I liked him. I think it'll be fun to watch him at the Combine.
Hopefully he goes there and runs well. Mm-hmm. That would be cool for him.
That's it for us today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Recruiting Masters. Be sure to follow us on our social media platforms, as well as purchase your exclusive CFC Insider Gold membership today for access to the rankings, analysis, and daily football recruiting news across Canada. This has been the Recruiting Masters, brought to you by the CFC Insider.